Welcome back, friends. Thanks for sticking with us. Welcome back, friends. Thanks for sticking with us. You know, the school year may be over, but our next guest says now is a good time to start setting up for success next year. How dare she? Let's find out why and how. Joining now is the owner of Sorted, Victoria Tran. Good to see you, my darling.
Good to see you.
Now, listen, you just put the backpacks for all of your kids away, but now you're like, oh no, let's start thinking about next year already. The parents are like, she is crazy. Why is now a good time to start thinking about next year when this year just ended?
Yes, you're right. There's lots of stuff going on right now at the end of school year. Some people call it mayhem or May-summer because there's so much going on.
Okay.
Yep, but add one more thing to your list. You're already in that school mode. You know it's worked this year. You're kind of already thinking about next year, so now's the time to do it.
It's true, and when we think about like June, we're not necessarily thinking about school at all. We're thinking of the dog days of summer. So while we still have the backpack maybe sitting in front of the child's room, might as well empty it, which you say is the first thing we should do. What does that look like?
Yes. So this is actually really fun, I think, because you're going to take a trip down memory lane with your child.
Okay.
You're not going to do it on your own. You're going to set aside 30 minutes or an hour and just go ahead and dump everything out. And so this is my son's backpack. I have not looked at it. He finished school on Tuesday. And so you're going to find things that don't make sense, right? But it's going to be funny, and you're going to go down memory lane. You're going to find old papers and old worksheets, and you're going to see
how much... This is still pretty organized, in my opinion, okay? Of course, but his mom is an organization expert.
But you're going to see how much they've learned and how much they've grown. You're going to find special things like, wow, this story you wrote or art you did. And so you're going to have fun, but you're going to start doing categories, so you're also going to be productive. What are you going to keep? What are you going to capture? Meaning, maybe there's a big art poster in here or something like that. You may not want to keep that. Maybe take a photo of it instead. And then what you're going to throw away or trash. So those three categories.
So what do you suggest when it comes to like notes that they may need for next year? Those binders, those books that you paid money for, why not keep them? Or do we not keep them?
Yeah, I say keep what makes sense, what you can reuse. I bet there's markers in here and binders that we can clean up and use again next year. But oftentimes things have lived their life. At the end, you can see in here, things are not looking that great. And so go ahead and let it go.
That is so true. Now, what do you suggest when it comes to like artwork? Because I feel like sometimes parents are like, maybe the kid doesn't want it, but I'm holding on to my child's childhood, so I want to keep it. How do you know when it's time to just let it go or do something else with it?
I totally get that, because if you keep too much stuff, then none of it's really going to be special. Because you're going to have bins and bins, and where those going to live? Probably in an attic, under a bed, in a storage closet, and you're never going to really look at it again. So really pare it down if you can. Oftentimes we work with parents of adult children when we're helping them declutter, and we find tubs of things like this.
Oh, yes.
And the kids come home to collect them and they say, thank you so much, but I do not want it. That happens more often than not. Or they'll pick through it and pick some special things, but they don't want the burden of those things because they don't have space in their own homes.
My mom still has this 5th grade art project I did on the refrigerator, and she loves it. And I love that she still has it as well, even though I don't remember actually making it. Now, when it comes to uniforms, what is your tips on this?
Yes, that also can be a fun activity. Have a try-on session with your child. They will have grown, things do not fit, and so pull out all the uniforms or school clothes and go through it and see what fits or doesn't fit, and bring it to school on the last day. If you have a school that wears uniforms, they collect them for other students for the next year.
Oh, wow.
So bring it ahead of time so it can be used the next year instead of waiting after the summer. Usually the people that work at the school are there for the next couple of days after the last day for the students, so bring it to the school so you can reuse it. But also order the new uniforms for next year.
Start shopping now?
Yes, because at the end of the summer, everything is sold out. There's going to be no black shoes, whatever the uniform code. You're going to be sold out of things. So I have already purchased, because I knew my son grew, new uniforms for next year, so I do not have to think about it at the end of the summer.
But aren't there better sales when we gear up for school?
There's actually sales now. I got that on sale.
Come on. And it goes past just uniforms, shoes as well, some school supplies. Just really look for the sales. And when it comes to another tip, label everything?
Oftentimes the school, that's a rule for the school, they want everything to be labeled. water bottles, backpacks, lunchboxes, and that takes so much time. You don't want to be doing that the night before the new school year starts. So just do it now. Have your child help you do it while you're watching a movie. Take your time so you're not chaotic at the end of the summer trying to get that done.
I completely agree. And don't forget about the water bottles as well. Take off all the old stickers so they have room for new stickers as well. But I'm so curious, when it comes to maybe a big change, right? Maybe your child just graduated from 8th grade, they're now going to college. How does this whole process look different when they're about to shift schools?
Yeah, that's a great question. Oftentimes schools have new supply lists or new rules about uniforms and things like that, and try to get your hands on that ahead of time. Oftentimes they may send that to you just a couple of weeks before the new school year, and that's when you're panicking and running around trying to get all of that done. So ask for it now so you can plan for it for later.
Listen, we have a lot of parents in the studio right now, and I know they are listening to this like, wow, I'm going to do this, and hopefully you all do it as well. Victoria, thank you so much for being here. And look, everybody, if you want more tips like this, or you need to get your home professionally organized, you can contact Victoria by logging onto her website, sortednola.com, or give her a call, 504-224-6842, to set up a consultation. All right, coming up next, everybody, we're checking out a free festival happening in June. We're getting a taste of the Caribbean Fete right after the break. Don't move.